So I'm still talking to my best friend. Like we're still friends. It's just your mom. I'm not messing with your mom. Like, cause she literally almost made me lose everything. And so like a week goes by, and she calls me. She's like, "Girl," cause they were still going to church. I had stopped going to church because like I said, for you to be a Christian and to treat somebody like that, I I didn't, but you, there's no way you're a Christian, but there was also going to a Haitian church, and you know, if you, I think any Caribbean church got a lot of drama behind the scenes, and that church has so much drama behind the scenes, and mind you, she was a lot in the mix of it. Not my best friend, but her mom was in the mix of it a lot. So this is why they ended up going to the new church, the American church. But before they went to the American church, they that week that I was gone, that week that I actually left, they were going to church one day. This is how. But you want to sit here and call me the devil? You want to call me evil and everything? This is how I guess she knew she was in the wrong when it came to me. Because even my best friend was like, "That's your karma." So they're going to church in the morning time. Something's going, something's not working with the van. Her van is starting to break down. So they asked the neighbor, can they borrow their car to go to church? The neighbor said, yeah, gave them the keys. They go to the church. And then they go back to the car and they try the car. That car won't start. It won't even turn over. So everybody, like all the men, there's men that's in there. They're trying to figure out what's wrong with the car. There's nothing wrong with the car, but it won't start. So then they called the neighbor or whatever. They was like, your car's not starting. Well, we something's wrong with your car. It won't start. So the neighbor goes outside. The neighbor was like, but my car's still. How you have my car and my car is still in the parking lot? They was like, no, we have your car. It's right here in front of us. It won't turn. It won't turn over. The neighbor was like, no, my car is in still in the parking lot. They're like, wait, what? How about they ended up taking the wrong car? How the car started, and that was not even the car. Got them all the way to the church, then went and started at the church. They basically took somebody. They basically stole somebody else's car because the cars look just alike. So the neighbor had to go to that person to get their keys to go get that person's car. God do not like ugly. God do not like ugly. And all I could do was laugh when my best friend was telling me this because I found it so funny. I really found it funny. I said, "See, she was making that big deal about me putting gas and then putting me down and doing all that stuff, and look at what happened." That's why her mom started to like, because they would try to invite me to church, but I wouldn't go because I didn't want to see her or the kids. I didn't. So my best friend, of course, she's the peacemaker. And I also want to say the reason why we kept falling out was because my best friend, I think I said it in the first video, like like I had horrible communication skills, so a lot of times when I would get frustrated, I would just shut down. I wouldn't say anything. You'll be talking to me and I won't say nothing to you. Because back then, like I said, my mind was still stuck at like 12, 13, 16. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I would say the wrong thing, I would get in trouble, or when I was mad, like I felt like my feelings always went unnoticed. So a lot of times, like she has that old Haitian mentality, but it's like she still wanted me to talk to her about what was going on, and I wouldn't want to talk. Like even with the first person I had kids with, when we would get into arguments, I would have to literally blow up. And even then, like I still couldn't put my words and my thoughts together, so it would come out like sometimes it would make sense and then sometimes it wouldn't. But then when I was ready to curse you out, like I would say stuff about you that was basically true. That probably nobody else would tell it to your face, but say it behind your back. But I'll say it to your face when you get me to that point. Because I try to, like I said, I try to tell you things about yourself in a nice way. But once you keep pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, it's not going to come out as nice. So now you're going to feel attacked. Because one, I'm angry, and then you don't like being told about yourself. So that's a lot of the conflicts my best friend and I always went through, because when I would get mad, I wouldn't talk to nobody. That's why a lot of people wouldn't know what was going on with me, because I literally wouldn't talk to nobody. I wouldn't be on social media. I wouldn't call. I wouldn't text or nothing. And I would go through these little spurts like 2-3 weeks. You wouldn't hear from me, and then all of a sudden I'll pop up with a big smile. I used to hold a lot of things in. Like it was hard for me to talk about my feelings because I went for so long with my emotions being dismissed, me feeling people making me feeling like I wasn't worth it. I wasn't worthy. And then I didn't feel worthy myself. I never felt worthy. Well, I feel worthy now. These past couple of years, but back then I didn't feel worthy. So it was hard for me to communicate and tell people like what was going on with me. And even because every time I would ask for help, or every time I said something about me, it was just like, oh, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're this, you're that. And I don't got time to be hearing that. But anyways, going back to the topic, so when she told me that, now my son is still with my mom, because we're trying to find a place for us to permanently stay. Because we stay in the hood, we knew that's not where we wanted to have our child in. So we ended up finding another apartment. And at this time, my best friend ended up getting a job at a facility or whatever. And once we got into this new place, I tell you, I'm always protected. The week that we go into this new place, the duplex that we were staying in, the neighbor ended up getting, I guess their house got broken into and they got shot. Mind you, we was like the first apartment. They were on the news and everything that week. Me and the person I had kids with just looked at each other and we was like, we literally dodged the bullet. When I say I got angels, I got angels.